YouTube, what's good with it, man? It's your boy Neo, and I'm back with another video. Today, I'm going to talk about how to get big boy funding, big boy loans, big boy lines of credit. And when I say big boy, I'm talking about 200, 300, $500,000, $1 million, $2 million in funding for your business. And this is not anything that all these financial gurus talk about with applying to 20 different credit cards at the same time, applying to these predatory lenders that give you crazy interest rates and a bunch of different stipulations on what you can do and how they disperse the money. This is high level financial strategies for those who are looking for big time funding opportunities for their business in 2024 and 2025. And this is speaking through my experience. So everything that I'm saying, I've done before. So when I talk about big time lines of funding, this is going to revolve around the SBA program. For those who don't know what the SBA is, it's a government agency, the Small Business Association. And the reason why the SBA was created was to support small business owners within the United States. They have a lot of different programs, a lot of different resources for small businesses like yourself, like 99% of people in the US who own businesses. Most people do not own 100 million, $1 billion businesses that you see on TV and things of that sort. Most people are small business owners. So one of the things that they have is the SBA 7A loan, which allows funding for up to, I think, 5 million. And I was able to obtain this about 2 years ago. I own a sports apparel brand, more so focused in the football space. So we make a lot of apparel, a lot of accessories, a lot of equipment for football athletes. And this funding allowed us to further scale our business, further expand our product offerings, double down on what is working within our business so that we can continue to grow it and continue to reach new levels. So essentially what the SBA is doing is guaranteeing up to 75 to 90% of the loan that the bank funds you. If the bank loans you $1 million, the SBA or the government guarantees, if say that you are unable to pay back that loan, that they will reimburse the bank up to 75 to 90% of that loan. What this does is it heavily de-risks the bank when they loan you this money, as long as they go through all of the due diligence and valid underwriting. This is why banks who offer this product are so incentivized to fund entrepreneurs that go through the SBA program, because the bank is still able to make interest from these loans, but then they're also guaranteed by the SBA in the event that you cannot pay back this loan. They'll still get reimbursed a certain percentage of the loan that they gave out, instead of, say, if you just went to a bank and they gave you a loan for $100,000 without the SBA program. If you don't pay that $100,000 back, the bank is just out of that $100,000. This is why a lot of these SBA lending banks, because there are specific banks who really focus on funding business owners through the SBA program, they're so incentivized to do this because it's a really de-risked product for the banks, while they can still make interest on the money that they loan out. If you do need someone who's offering this program, I can give you somebody that I went through who funded us through the SBA 7A program. If it sounds like something, after I lay out all the stipulations and the requirements, that you would be interested, email me and I will give you the contact to the person who funded my business. Some things that you'll need. This is for existing business owners. So you need to have actual revenue. This is not something where you apply for a credit card and how these gurus tell you to lie on the application and put you make $1 million when you don't. Maybe it's a new business and they're telling you that because they don't check any documents. No, this is an actual government funded program. So there's a lot of due diligence that happens during the process of you applying to this loan. So some things you'll need. You need an existing business that's making revenue and making profit. You need to be making profit. So for those who have these businesses and you listen to these financial gurus who tell you to write everything off, well, that actually is a double-edged sword, because when you go ahead and write everything off, now you don't have any profit that you can show on your tax returns. That's why you don't just listen to people online when they're telling you, oh, go buy this car and write it off and now the car is free. No, technically it's not free. You still paid for it. And then now if you go buy that car and write it off on your business, you're now squandering profits that you could show on your tax returns to go and then get funding for programs like these and other types of loans that will level up your business. So again, you need an existing business, preferably 3 years in business. You need revenue. I would say around $250K in revenue. They do fund new businesses, but I'm telling you the fastest and easiest way to go about this process. So preferably around 250K in revenue, and having at least 25% of that being profit. That's the ratio they want to see. You need to have a business making revenue, making profit, and then you also need to have been existing for at least 2 to 3 years, because what you need is 2 to 3 years of tax returns, business tax returns, and you also need your personal tax returns. And you need tax returns for anybody who is a business partner. So if you have 3 business partners, they're going to assess all of those people's tax returns and things of that sort. Ideally, you need a credit score of at least 650 to 700. Of course, you will want to have a better credit score because that's going to get you lower interest rates, but at least a 650 to 700 credit score without any type of derogatory marks. And when I say derogatory marks, things like car repossessions, bankruptcies, missed payments. You don't want to have any of those things shown on your credit report when applying for this SBA 7A loan. It's a pretty smooth process as long as you have all of your documents and you have all of these requirements prepared beforehand, because luckily with my business, we already had the tax returns. We were already a business generating 7+ figures in revenue, hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit. We had our personal tax returns. You're going to need P&Ls, which is your profit and loss statements, balance sheets, all of the main things that you should already have when you're running a business. All of these things that I'm saying, if you run an actual business, you should already be pretty familiar with everything that I'm stating. And then, of course, they're going to want to see an explanation of what you're going to use the money for, because if you do not have any purpose for the money, there's no reason to lend it for you, because how the SBA 7A works is they don't just wire the money into your bank account. So if you get approved for $300,000, they're not just going to wire you the $300,000 in cash and then you can go use it as you please. That's not how it works. You have to give them invoices for business related things that you need funding for. So if you need inventory, or you need to purchase a new software for your business, or new equipment, or a trailer, or whatever, a vehicle, anything that you need, you're going to have to provide them with the vendor's payment details, and then they're going to wire it over to the vendor for you, because just as far as compliance, they just give you the $300,000 in cash and then you go run off and blow the money on anything. The SBA 7A loan program, this allows you to get way larger lines of funding, not these little $10,000, $20,000 credit cards where then you have to go do shady things to liquidate it and all that. I already know the whole game. They tell you to use payment processors to liquidate it. Well, people don't know those are taxable events applying to these predatory lenders who have crazy interest rates. So this is a legit legal way to get 200, 300, 400. And I was fortunate to get over $900,000 in funding through the SBA program for our business. Also, the problem with a lot of these predatory lenders are the smaller lenders that aren't really a bank, is that the repayment terms are maybe 1 to 3 years, whereas compared to SBA loans, you have 10-15 year repayment terms. This increases the runway and the amount of time that you have to repay your loan, and that you could actually not be so pressed on how fast you need to repay the capital back. And then with those lenders, they may give you like $150,000-$200,000. Those online lenders that you see that aren't a bank, the interest rates are going to be extremely higher because they're not asking for as much documents and due diligence when compared to the SBA loan, because the SBA loan is an actual real underwriting process that you need to provide real documents as far as tax returns to get approved. Just keep that in mind. The SBA is a great tool because it's way longer repayment terms, 10-15 years compared to 1 to 3 when you're dealing with some of those more so online predatory type lenders. And you know what I'm talking about if you're a business owner, because you get mail from those type of lenders all the time. You're actually going through a real bank. So banks like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, they have these programs, but usually you want to look for banks who more so focus on SBA loans. So again, I have a guy who can get you funding, but before I send you to him, I'm going to ask questions, because I'm not just going to send anybody over to him. I'm going to make sure that you actually are prepared and you're not going to waste our time. If this sounds like something that would be of interest to you, you're looking to get to the next level, get way larger lines of funding, you have an actual real business that's generating revenue and generating profits, and you just need some working capital to get you to the next level, the email is going to be down below and we'll get started with the process. Again, I'm going to screen you, make sure that you are legit before I send you over to the lender that I know. You don't have to go through me. There are plenty of SBA lenders. You can go on LinkedIn, just a little bit of research. Even if you go on the SBA's website, there's a tool where you could put your information out, and then you can have lenders contact you. They match you with like different preferred lenders. So there's a lot of different ways. This is not some scheme so that I can make money. I'm just giving you the resources for you to understand that there are opportunities available that the government has set up for small business owners like us to get larger lines of funding to get us to the next level to scale and grow our business. I didn't know anything about this, and we were running our business from 2018 to 2022. I knew nothing about SBA loans until I randomly saw a video similar to this of somebody explaining it, looked into it, and saw it was the right opportunity for us. We were trying to scale, we were trying to grow, but we just needed that capital so that we can invest into our business, increase our product offering, increase the amount of inventory that we have on hand, and do some other things that we needed in our business to get to the next level. SBA 7A loan program. This is the fastest way to obtain larger lines of loans to get yourself to the next level to scale and grow your business. If you enjoyed this type of content, please like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new. And until next time, peace. I'm out.